Welcome back to Training in T.I.Studios, guys. I'm your host, Ben. Right now, we are going to start doing reviews for episodes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I did reaction videos, but I didn't like them, so I'm not going to be posting those up to the internet. I'm going to try to figure out a way here, hopefully by the end of the week, to do my review for the review and do a reaction video for the mid-season finale, episode 8 of The Walking Dead. But instead, I'm going to go back and just do reviews, my thoughts, and kind of go over what happened in the episodes and my thoughts on what happened and all that stuff. So I have read the 3 graphic novels behind me. You see? 1, 2, 3. I have them all. I've read them all through multiple times already. They're tremendous. So definitely helps me get more into the show, actually. And I kind of compare and contrast and all that. But I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, the comic book's just so much better. That makes the show suck. No. There are certain things I can tell you that I think are better on the show, certain things I think that are better on the comic book. And then some things are just good on both. Actually, most things are just good on both. So, but that said, I'm going to go ahead and this is the only video where I'm going to tell you guys that I'm doing that. So going forward, I'm just going to be doing the reviews. So this is the only time I'm telling people there are no reaction videos for 2 through 7. Like I said, I did do them. I'm just not happy with them. So instead, I'm just going to be doing a review on those episodes. So make sure to check them all out. And let's get started right now with Season 7, Episode 2, The Walking Dead. Well, this episode featured the premiere of Ezekiel and his tiger, as you see in the picture there, Shiva. And the 2 main characters that it focused on that we already knew was Morgan and Carol. And we got to see Carol's first reaction to meeting the king, which was basically, not so much. She wasn't a fan, shall we say. She saw through the facade, the smoke screens, and she's like, this is a circus. They're ignoring all the problems out there. They're trying to act like everything's really happy and hunky-dory, but really, in truth, the real world is dangerous and scary right now. So she was wanting to leave. And Morgan really had made the comment how he did not, how he was trying to stop her from leaving. And she let him know that it wasn't his choice to make, which I brought that back to the Dale situation with Andrea back in the end of Season 1 in TS19, which led to the conversations in the first few episodes of Season 2. Where he made the choice that she couldn't kill herself. And for those that don't watch The Walking Dead yet, and are just watching my review, that's a big moment. No suicide isn't condoned or anything, but in this kind of life, it should be your choice if you want to keep going. You may be like, well, wait, that doesn't make sense. It would if you watched the show. So if you haven't watched the show, check it out, see it yourself, and I can stress this is not a show about the zombies, aka we call them walkers. Which I want to stop right here and clarify that from now on I'm going to rate each episode with walkers, 1 through 5 walkers instead of stars. And at the end of the episode, each review, I'm going to give you guys the amount of walkers I give each episode. So, and I kind of compared it to that, where Dale made the choice for Andrea, which didn't let her kill herself, and why I applaud him for caring and loving her. We find out, and he even admits later on that it wasn't his place to make that decision. And I apologize for being able to see some glare in my glasses, guys. I have to wear them. I can't see without them. If I didn't, I'd be blind, and I would be squinting. So the options are I take them off, and I'm like this. And I look really funny just like that, or I do this. So, yeah. Working on the glare. There are ways to make it better, but this is what I have right now. So, anyhow, so she sees the facade and she wants to go. We see that the Saviors are also extorting. They're not just trying to extort Alexandria and Hilltop. They are also going to be. They also have already been extorting, taking half from the kingdom, which is the name of King Ezekiel's place. It's called the Kingdom. It looks very beautiful, very lush, has gardens and They have a choir, and they have church group, and all this other stuff, which makes you think that they're forgetting that what's going on in the real world. So, but deep down, we do find out later on that that's not the case. But we'll get to that. So then we find out, the Saviors are extorting the kingdom. Morgan recognizes the group when the lady from the kingdom is like, they are the. He's like, I know who they are. I know who they are. And I think it lets Morgan know that he was partially right, because he was against going and taking out the outpost full of saviors, and he knows that attack must have failed. So I'm curious what he thinks happened to Rick and them, because he's seeing this and he knows that attack has already taken place. So he has to be really wondering what's going on at this point with Rick and them. Carol ends up recovering from her injuries from the end of season 6, and she starts to escape, and she grabs a fruit and as she's leaving, and the king and his right-hand man Jerry, who is a fan favorite, stop her, and he sends Jerry inside so he can talk to Carol. Carol laughs at him, and he's like, "What's so funny?" And she's like, "You're a joke. That's what you do with jokes. You laugh." And he's like, "You can't bullshit a bullshitter," letting her know that, like, yeah, I know that you were acting all nice to my face to begin with, but I know you were bullshitting because I'm a bullshitter. And so they sit down, and he lays out the truth about Shiva and himself. While he's a zookeeper, Shiva had gotten hurt, and almost everything else was dead. He saved Shiva, and ever since then, she hasn't even raised a fang or a claw at him. But he's not naive that it could happen at any moment. That he doesn't rule his kingdom like a king in the way she's thinking. He's doing it because sometimes people need some over the top to get by the terrible things that are going on. And so then they kind of have a mutual understanding, but in the end she's like, I don't care about any of the stuff you just told me. I don't care. I'm going. And then he goes, "Why don't you go but not go?" And she looks at him like, "What the hell are you talking about? Go but not go?" And he explains that what he's talking about is, we have some houses right outside of the kingdom. Why don't you stay at one of those houses for now and see if I'm right, or see if I'm just full of more bullshit. And she's like, "Why do you care?" And I love his answer, guys. Why does he care? Because it makes him feel good. And that's just really heartwarming. It makes him feel good to see other people feel good. It makes him feel good to care about other people's well-being. And that's pretty awesome. So we don't see any of the other groups this episode. This is pretty much a bottle episode, meaning it just focuses on one area, one person, but it's not one person, but in this case, one area, a certain set of people, the entire episode. I definitely enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good episode. I know we were all wondering what happened to Rick and what happened to Maggie and Daryl and all that, but that all comes forward in the next couple episodes. So, The Well, I'm going to give The Well a nice 3.8 walkers. 1, 2, 3, 8. So, let me know what you guys thought of this episode with your comments down below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. I'm Ben from T.I.Studios. We'll see you next time, guys. Peace.